And I got into a little bit of a disagreement. I got up from the sofa, I walked into the kitchen, he stopped me. I'm facing this way into the kitchen, he's facing that way into the living room, and I basically told him that we are heading for divorce. And he looked right past me and started watching the soccer game. So I don't know if that was just denial or if he didn't care, but pretty sure if my partner of 16 years just told me that we're headed for divorce, they would have all my attention, but I guess not. Day one, post telling my husband I want a divorce.
This man is already through with you. Whenever men act like this man is already completely done in this marriage and probably in this, just dealing with this woman altogether. Of course, he's not going to initiate the divorce. He's not going to put any effort into it because he's completely checked out. These men have been henpecked. They've been treated like this online. Who knows how these women treat these men in the privacy of their own homes? I can only imagine that it's probably torturous for those men, and they just are just looking for any kind of way out at this point. And so he is engulfing himself in his sports, probably hanging out with his friends more because it's done. This marriage is completely cooked, and I don't blame him one bit. These men that are getting married now, even men that have been married for years, you can look past to men that got married in, let's say, 2006 or let's say 2010. These men have been through complete hell. And as social media has evolved, as social media has progressed, as these women have gotten more entitled and more egotistical, and they feel like they deserve this, and you've seen how these women talk. It is complete hell for these men. They didn't sign up for this. None of these men signed up for this. Well, what man is in his right mind would sign up for this right here? I don't know any man in his right mind that would sign up for anything like this. But what's going on, fellas? My name is Rat Boy. We have a few clips we're going to be going over, so sit back, relax, grab you a beverage, and let's get into it.
There's so many women in their 40s divorced or thinking about divorce. Imagine this. She's been running the household, managing the kids' schedules, excelling at her career, and still picking up her husband's slack. And now she's wondering, what's the point of this partnership if I'm doing it all by myself? Here's what happens. High-achieving women hit a breaking point. They're exhausted. They've tried motivating their husbands. Can you please help me with the kids? Or can you take on more at home? But nothing changes. And resentment? Oh, it grows like wildfire. She starts thinking, I'm already the breadwinner. I'm already handling everything. What am I getting out of this marriage? And that realization is like a tidal wave crashing into everything she thought she wanted. It's not impossible to save the marriage. It's just incredibly difficult when one partner refuses to grow. And the longer she waits, the more she feels like she's losing herself. So if you're feeling this way, ask yourself, are you sacrificing yourself to keep the peace, or are you ready to reclaim your life? Because staying isn't the default answer. Choosing you, that's where the power lies.
There's a saying that has been going around that a man will choose his family before he chooses himself, and a woman will choose herself before she chooses her family. And that still holds true. And it has been holding true. If you look on social media, that is the common denominator across all of this, is that a lot of women, especially in their 40s, which is what this video is about, a lot of women in their 40s will choose themselves over their family.
She's been running the house.
Over their family. They would rather have their freedom, their singlehood. They would rather be an independent woman living on her own than follow through with the vows that she made to her husband. This is why marriage is a scam. Marriage will always be a scam for men. Women, they get married, they toss it aside, then they get a payday. A lot of women get child support, alimony. You know what they get. There's no mystery why some women get divorced. But let me tell you why men act this way, because in a lot of marriages that I've seen, when it comes to women, there is no reciprocation. These women don't cook anymore. These women don't clean anymore. He's saying that this woman, she's doing her career and she's taking care of the household and she's taking care of the kids, and women aren't doing that. That is a pipe dream. That is a complete hallucination. Women are not doing this anymore. That's why men are refusing to get married. There's no benefit for a man who asks a woman to marry him. There absolutely is no benefit. And I would say that getting married now would probably be detrimental to men. Trying to get married right now, it's going to be nothing but negatives for any man that is looking to get married in today's age. I'd recommend just working on yourself, trying to keep yourself occupied with work, staying healthy, hanging out with your friends, the friendships that matter, because right now you can't look at a woman now and say, you know what, she's going to be my wife. It's just not, that does not happen for a large majority or a majority of men. And this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the entitlement, women getting on social media, pretty much lying, because what she's saying in this clip is a very, very small percentage of women. I'm talking about super small. A lot of times the women are just staying at home, watching TikTok. A lot of times while the husband's working double shifts, she's going around cheating on him. So there is absolutely no benefit for a man to even engage in trying to live up to her delusional fantasy that she's doing everything, because she's not. She's absolutely not. A lot of times there is zero reciprocation when it comes to these marriages. A lot of times the man is the one working all the time. The man is the one having to come home and then having to cook and then having to do this. And then it's just nonstop. That's why a lot of these men have checked out. They've completely checked out. The husbands are looking at their wives, and the wives are getting more and more entitled as they get older, which is weird. I think as you get older, you would learn that, well, you're not really entitled to anything. Everything in life has to be earned. Everything in life has to be reciprocated in a way to where one person doesn't feel like they're carrying the entire load while the other person just sits back, relax, and plays on her phone. And then these men can't even play a video game without getting harassed. They can't do anything without their wives going online on TikTok and humiliating them and their family online to complete strangers. This is lunacy. This social media, this platform, there are a lot of benefits to it, but also a large majority of women just use it to put down, ridicule, and humiliate their husbands and their boyfriends, their whoever is in their life. But let me tell you something. If me as a man were to go on TikTok and if I were to say some of the things these women have said about, let's say if I was in a relationship and I said it to my woman on TikTok, I would be completely banned. A lot of men would.
That if you're in a relationship with someone, even if you're married, and the person is just not a good person, do not have a baby with them. For your baby's sake. Also for your sake, but mainly for your baby's sake. It's court ordered that every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, if my baby's with me or if my baby's with my ex, we get a 30-minute FaceTime call. My baby's been sleeping during that time, so I have not been able to talk to her since Tuesday. Earl told me today that she's usually going to sleep at 7 o'clock, which is our FaceTime call court order time, right? So I said, okay, well, I want to talk to her before she goes to sleep. And he said, I'm following the order, which means that if my baby is asleep, then I don't get to talk to her. He has control right now, and he's loving it. And I only cry because it's just really sad for my baby. And he thinks that because my baby's happy and she's safe and all these things, she doesn't need me. My baby is a happy baby. She's a happy baby. She's the happiest baby, actually. He thinks that because she is happy that she doesn't need me. I don't understand that. Because she does need me. Just like she needs you. Just a few more weeks, and then we have court, and I'm getting all this in front of a judge, and I can't wait. I literally cannot wait.
What in the actual fuck is wrong with my life? God won't give you more than you can handle. But when I say that, like, I can't handle this, I mean it. I can't handle it. I can't. Never felt such loneliness and such sadness and such emptiness. I've never felt so defeated in my life. Every day I wake up, I speak life over myself. I speak life over my life. I speak life over my kids. And every single day, some bullshit happens. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you get a flat tire. I'm talking about big, serious shit. Every day, just more shit adds on to my laundry list of things that I got to figure out by myself. I'm fearful every day that my life is going to fall apart even more than it already is. And it does every fucking day. And I'm not speaking out over myself. It's facts. If you've experienced hell on earth, if you could just maybe give me some words of encouragement. I feel like I am just drowning. And I'm so fucking tired of being sad. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of bullshit. I just want peace.
Here's my advice for women like this. A lot of women, they will get divorced and then they're complaining. If you look at the statistics, supposedly a large majority of women that get divorced, their lives actually get worse after the divorce. And then a lot of men's lives get better. I think actually that's partly true. I think some men do just they're in a better place. And so they do end up doing better in life. And it's just part of the way it is. A lot of guys get completely reamed through divorce. And so there is, right after divorce, there is a slump. They're in the funk. It takes them a little bit to get out of it. But once they're out of it, they're better than ever. So that's usually what I've seen. Women, however, not so much. They are still struggling years after the divorce. They're still struggling with all sorts of issues and mental issues, financial thing. It's a snowball effect when it comes to divorce. And all they thought about in the beginning was just the short term. They just wanted to get out of whatever they were in, which again, divorce is crazy in and of itself. Divorce is insane, but you have to get married to get a divorce. So men can just avoid this altogether. It's not that big of a deal. Just don't ask a woman to marry you and don't live with them. Perfectly fine. You can come over to visit. That's perfectly fine, but do not live with them. Very important. Or you're going to be stuck with, some of these characters, which, look, if this is your type of lady, more power to you, my dude. Me personally, I could never. Physically, I could never. It just wouldn't happen for me. I'm not built like that. It is going to be getting to a point to where I think marriages, year over year, they've been declining. And I think that trend is going to continue to increase. And I am here for it. I am completely here for it. But let me know what you guys think. Are any of you married? Are you thinking about getting married? I'm not sure why you would want to. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe I'm overlooking it. If you do have that reason, leave it in the comments. Like the video and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So help me get there, fellas. I really do appreciate it. And I will catch you guys later. Catboy out.